How good is Freedom? Are they a reputable broker? I have tested it and invested in various stocks, ETFs, and daily and fixed-term deposits here over the last 9 months. Today, I want to show you what went well here, what is not possible, and whether it can be worthwhile for you, including a bonus. So, welcome to Northern Finance. My name is Alex Black. Freedom is the new broker in Europe that is shaking up the market. And not just because you can currently receive a bonus of $79 to $529 on average, with even higher amounts available, which you won't find with any other broker in Europe. More details on the bonus will follow in the bonus chapter. It's also because you can trade stocks and ETFs at low costs here, which is the most important factor for me when choosing my broker, including those ETFs that you otherwise wouldn't have access to as an investor from the EU. US investors can find ETFs here as well, but there is also criticism of this broker, and I want to address that first. I will show you why I entrusted Freedom with my hard-earned money over the past 9 months and how that experience went. The biggest criticism from many investors who hear about Freedom for the first time is that they are not based in Germany, but have their headquarters for Europe in Cyprus, which makes it difficult to trust them. Let's take a closer look at this. Freedom is indeed supervised by the Cypriot Financial Authority and is based there, that is true, but they are also monitored by the German BaFin as they operate in Germany and accept German clients, actively promoting their services. So they are not based in Germany, but they must definitely adhere to the rules in Germany and also those set by BaFin. If we look down here on the website, we can see the representation in Germany in Berlin, but also the headquarters for Europe, which is located in Cyprus, in the metropolis of Limassol. Here, Freedom has several buildings, including this one, which I also visited for an interview in the summer of 2023, conveniently, since I have been living in Cyprus for almost 4 years. I have also linked the interview for you again below in the video description, and it is divided into chapters. Among other things, we discussed the owners of Freedom, how the connection to Russia was severed, as that is where they come from, when the war in Ukraine began, and how they were actually able to help investors with Russian stocks, known as ADRs, to convert their ADRs, unlike almost all other brokers in the EU who could do nothing. Very interesting. And if we take a look at LinkedIn, we can see that Freedom, specifically at Freedom Europe Limited, has 171 employees based in Limassol. When I was there in person, I was able to get a sense that the employees here are genuine. Furthermore, Freedom has a representation in every EU market where they are active, such as here in Madrid and in Paris. Here you can simply click through, and in each country you must adhere to the respective rules of the game, being monitored by several authorities to ensure that everything runs correctly. Since the stock is listed on the Nasdaq in the USA, it is also monitored by the American financing SEC. In this regard, I wouldn't worry, as numerous regulatory authorities are paying close attention here, and Freedom is likely even more heavily regulated than many other brokers. Another point of criticism is that the deposit insurance is not as high as it is in Cyprus, where it is not euro as is common in Germany, but only euro on cash, such as the D account that you use here for your savings is earning 3.9% on euros and 5.3% on US dollars. However, your stocks, ETFs, and the like are clearly considered special assets, just like with any other regulated broker. And in the event of Freedom's insolvency, your stocks, ETFs, and so on belong to you, plain and simple. Therefore, I have no problem investing more money here. And when we look at the profile of Freedom on Trustpilot, there is an average of 4.0 stars from 366 reviews. So, a good rating. In comparison, Trade Republic has 3.7 stars, Scalable Capital only 2.2 stars, and Smart Broker even just 1.8 stars. Investors can be critical when something doesn't work, but with Freedom, everything works well overall, and they are clearly a serious regulated broker with whom I will continue to invest more money. Now let's move on to my own experiences and how I have actually used the broker over the past 9 months. Let's first take a look at my portfolio. As we can see here, after logging in, you first choose which account you want to use. There is the trading account and the savings account. This is the money market account I just mentioned. We are now simply selecting the trading account, and here we can see the development of my own portfolio over the last few months, as is usually the case. For me, it has been about plus or minus in the last 9 months. There has been a 12% return. To the right, we see how the portfolio is structured with 2 Vanguard Global ETFs, as is usual for me, and my Pershing Square stocks, which have performed excellently since my entry last fall. We can also take a look at this in the beautifully designed app and see the profit development over the years and also per quarter, which I find very practical, and this is available for every stock. We can also take a look at the order book. The app is well designed, but I honestly prefer using the web version. It's just a matter of taste, and back to the browser. As the last item, we have the point of non-trading accounts in my portfolio, a rather cumbersome name for fixed-term deposits. That's it in the end. We can take a closer look at both the portfolio profitability and the portfolio structure if we want, and click on it. If we go to the Trading tab, we first see the exchanges offered, then click on European exchanges. Here I want to trade and see some of the most popular stocks, and I will simply choose BMW. Here we can click on Analytics to see forecasts and important data. And conveniently, we can see the development of company data in the reports, such as here with the operating costs, for example. And when I see an opportunity, I can select a stock, for example here Lufthansa, click on it, and then an order mask appears on the right. Here I set my order. I always buy personally via limit, and in this example I do not want to pay more than 6 per share. Then I enter the quantity, in this case 1 piece, and click on Place by Order. After that, a brief confirmation follows and it's all done. Yes, it goes that quickly. Similarly, we can easily cancel the order again under the Orders tab, or purchase ETFs like the popular iShares Core MSCI World here with ease. You can search by name, but I prefer to copy the ISIN number, and this ensures I buy the correct ETF. I paste that into the search and the result is displayed here. I click on Invest, and here on the right I have the order form again, where I can enter the desired details. Here we see how much it would cost. In Europe, we always pay, it's very simple, 2 plus an additional 0.02 for each stock or ETF share that we buy. The costs are therefore very, very low, one could say. However, Freedom, unfortunately, does not offer savings plans, which is also important to know. But maybe you can even buy here cheaper than in your current savings plan if you buy manually. Let's take a look at my personal transactions, my real money transactions, to check this. Here we see my purchase of my Vanguard Developed World ETF at the beginning of the year, where I bought 12 shares at $92 each, totaling in US dollars for this ETF, which is traded in dollars. But there are also completely normal Euro ETFs for which I only paid 2.22 in fees. And with the Vanguard Emerging Markets ETF directly below, which is slightly cheaper per share. Simply put, since it costs less and accordingly more shares were purchased, I paid 2.38 for more than 1,000 ETF shares, which actually corresponds to a cost ratio of only 0.2%, and is indeed significantly cheaper than a free savings plan from many German brokers, as even free savings plans include a purchase fee of 0.2% to 2.5%, even if you are charged $0. For example, Consorsbank, Comdirect, and DKB all charge a 1.5% markup on the current price for all savings plans. I also calculated how much a purchase of the iShares Core MSCI World costs, depending on how much you invest here. The same goes for the Apple stock. As we can see, the costs are quite manageable, and the more you invest, the cheaper it becomes proportionally. My other expenses from 2023 are also very manageable, just a few euros. Overall, Freedom is very affordable when you buy stocks and ETFs here like I do, and use the daily and fixed term deposits, which are of course completely free. But Freedom is definitely a broker for somewhat advanced investors, as it is particularly worthwhile when you invest more money here. And with that, we come to the bonus. Currently, you can receive free stocks in the April promotion. On average, it's between 79 and 5.29. The more you invest, the more free stocks you will receive. As you can see here, the bonus starts at $5,000 investment with 3 free stocks and continues up to the investment with the largest bonus, which is $5.29 on average, and in median, what you are given here as a gift. The promotion is limited until the end of April, so you need to fund your new or existing account by then. You can find the link for this in the video description below. If you watch this video later than in April, I will definitely update the video description accordingly so that you are up to date. But this action is quite extreme when you look at the bonuses. Personally, I don't know a single other broker in Europe that offers retail investors such. Let's also discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Despite being supervised by BaFin, Freedom is based abroad. It's simply like that, and therefore you have to tax your profits here yourself. This does not happen automatically. Some say this is an advantage, as you can work with the money until then, or let it earn interest in a savings account or fixed deposit. Others say it is a disadvantage because you have to make the transfer to the tax office yourself later and it is not done for you. You need to enter in the so-called Anlagekapp, here in the area of capital gains that have not been subject to domestic tax withholding, how much you have actually received. I also see the high interest rates of 3.9% on the daily savings account as an advantage, appealing, and 5.8% for a 1-year fixed deposit in euros. These are excellent rates in the current interest rate environment, and I really like that. Additionally, you can trade US ETFs that you otherwise wouldn't have access to, which is really cool. On the other hand, in normal use, it is noticeable that the translation is not always 100% perfect. Analytics, for example. I would not mention this area here regarding the stocks. It is also noticeable that each payout is $7 respectively. The dollar costs, which is not good but not really negative, like e.g. participation in general meetings, which cost $250, is far too much and actively discourages investors from exercising their rights as shareholders. This absolutely needs to change, because even though trading is extremely cheap, this here is way too expensive, as one of the very few exceptions. However, it may also be due to the fact that one can trade very exotic stocks here, such as those from Kazakhstan, where it may require significantly more effort to vote at a general meeting and to register there in advance. On the other hand, there is also much more service, which stands out positively and is something I don't experience with German brokers at all. You have your own contact person whom you can always reach by phone, of course for free, and who will assist you. This is simply very pleasant. Especially when the trading costs are so low, this is truly a unique and significant advantage in my eyes. The representation in the various countries is very good, as German customers have German contacts, Spanish customers have Spanish contacts, Greek customers have Greek contacts, and so on. This is really very positively noticeable. Overall, Freedom offers a very interesting mix of service and very low costs of $2 to $3 for almost all orders and nearly all customers. It is supervised by numerous regulatory authorities, provides access to various markets, and has been able to assist one of the very few investors with Russian stocks in the current situation of the war in Ukraine, where Russian stocks have been sanctioned. Through the bonus promotion, you can currently receive free stocks worth between $79 and $520 if you use the link below in the video description and invest here by the end of April. This also applies to existing customers. If you are ready to take on more responsibility and want to handle your taxes yourself, then Freedom can be a very good broker for you, especially if you want to invest a bit more money and have a wider selection at a very favorable price. I really enjoyed the on-site visit, and over the past 9 months I have personally had very good experiences with this broker. More options in the market are always good for us as customers, and with the link below in the description, you can go directly to Freedom and secure your bonus even if you just want to try it out. What is your opinion on Freedom and their offerings? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to the exchange and I wish you a good return. Until next time.